Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of modeling slope-intercept form. This is standard 8.5i in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 31 off the 2022 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So a company is drilling a water well, and we've got this linear relationship graphed here between the depth of the well and the time spent drilling, which makes sense. The more time you drill, the deeper you're going to get. So we need to find the function that best represents the relationship between y and x, which means just this graph. And you know what? If we're looking at it, we can actually eliminate two of these answer choices immediately. So one thing we spend a lot of time in 8th grade looking at is whether a graph or whether a linear relationship is proportional or non-proportional. And I could say that this particular graph is proportional. This relationship is proportional because look where it starts. It starts right there at the origin. Okay, so y and x have a direct variation with each other. There's just some type of modifier here. In this case, it's going to be the slope, right? It's going to be these numbers right here that's modifying the x, doing something to that so that it equals the y. But we start at the origin of 0, 0, which means there is no y-intercept. And take a look. We've got these two answer selections right here are direct variation. So that means we've got y equals kx. Just looking for this constant of proportionality. These two answers here are in the slope-intercept form, which means we've got y equals mx, which is the same as the direct variation. They just change the m to the k, which is fine. But then they add this b right here, which is the y-intercept. So if x is 0, then y equals this b right here. So if x is 0, both of these have 30 as your y-intercept, which means the graph would start up here. And then based on the slope, it looks like one has got 5, one has got 6. So they're going to be very similar, but the 6 is going to be slightly steeper. Those two graphs would look like that because they would have if x is 0, then y is going to be this y-intercept of 30. So since the graph doesn't look anything near that, we can eliminate this too. So now what we're looking for is the slope. And how do we find this slope here, represented by k, this constant of proportionality? Well, we can just substitute, right? We can just divide both sides by x, and we can say k equals yx. That's that constant of proportionality. So I need a y and I need an x. All right, so we're looking on our graph to find something in which looks like this could work right here. You want it to cross both a y and an x exactly, not like closely, but exactly. All right, well, we can use this one up there because that looks a little bit bigger. So that's going to be 530 is my x and y coordinate, but I need to have my y on top, so that's going to be 30 over 5. That equals 6. Yeah, because look at this one. This would have been, this other one would have been 15. Looks like 2.5. Yeah. So it ended up would have been the same thing, right? Because if you double the 2.5, you get your 5. You double your 15, you get to your 30. But, you know, dividing by decimals is not nearly as fun. It's just a basic fact of 30 over 6, which means this is my k. This is my constant of proportionality. And so my answer here is going to be A. Now, I'm guessing that they gave us this incorrect answer of 30 simply because we see this is probably the point that most people use when solving this, and that is the y. But that's incorrect. Our answer is A.